Here's what the Democrats imagine, okay? So here is the circle of what is acceptable, all right? This is acceptable political behavior. And the Democrats keep within that circle. Democrats are not ones to toe that line. They are staying right on over here, okay? This is what they're doing, all right? Real nice and comfy, you know. And the Republicans are doing shit all the way out here, okay? Like blocking a Supreme Court pick from President Obama for a year, and then like within 5 minutes of RBG dying, going, "Yep, we're getting another one." All this shit out here. Donald Trump like calling random protesters terrorists if they get hurt by police, like mocking people who have died. They like whatever, you know, saying that mail-in voting is a secret Hillary Clinton satanic George Soros cabal. They'll do whatever the fuck. And what Democrats believe, delusionally, is if they continue to stick within this circle, the outliers of the Republican behavior will be pulled inwards. That Republicans are going to be, I don't know, impressed by their behavior. That they're going to be like, oh wow, you're right. I have forsaken the true nature of our democracy, but we have to pull into this acceptable behavior now. When I saw that the Democrats were put out a strongly worded condemnation of our bid for power, I had a change of heart, and now we're moving in here. That's not what's going to happen, okay? The thing is, there are actually two circles, okay? There's the circle of what is decent to do, and then there's the circle of what you can get away with. And that is the circle that Republicans try to toe the line on. Sometimes they even exceed it, and Trump will do something, and then the courts will smack him back down. But they are always pushing this line outwards. They are constantly doing everything they can. They will lie, they will cheat, they will backstab, they will violate the Constitution, they will brag about committing crimes and just assume that nobody cares. They will do anything they can, everything they can, all the time, forever, with no sense of regard for decency or the foundations of democracy or any of that bullshit. And you know what our reward is? Our being the Democratic Party, I guess, the other half of this push and pull? Nothing. The reward for abstemiousness is failure. That is the only thing you get. There's a myth that people push, mostly liberals, but sometimes I see leftists do this too, which is you don't want to normalize X behavior because if you do, what if the other party comes to power and they just do it against you? You know, like you don't want to do X because if you do X, they'll do X when they're in power, and you wouldn't like that, will you? To which my answer is, they're going to do X anyway, motherfucker. They're not going to stop doing it. They aren't going to look. If a Democrat does something out here, they'll cry and bitch about it. If a Democrat does something in here, they'll cry and bitch about it. It's like the whole like, what was the point of you know, saying Bernie Sanders was too far left for the general when people are going to call Kamala Harris a Marxist anyway. They're saying Joe Biden is a tool of the Marxist left. Like they'll cry and have a hissy fit no matter what happens, no matter what we do, no matter what's done, no matter what boundaries we hold ourselves to. The reward for abstemiousness is failure, because while we're doing this, we're limiting ourselves. They're doing all this crazy shit and getting away with it. They don't give a fuck. If we do something out here, they're not going to go like, oh, well, now we could do something out here too. They're already doing it. They're already, the president is just openly preparing for a coup. We know what's going to happen come election day. Should Joe Biden actually end up winning, based on the Electoral College, a lot of it is going to come from mail-in votes. Trump has been priming his audience, his voter base, whatever, they're the same thing to him, to believe that if Trump wins in the initial count of votes, but then later the trickle-in votes from mail-in ballots end up proving Joe Biden to be the winner, that this is a product of a conspiracy designed to oust him. There are going to be riots in the street. Trump will openly just signal to far-right conspiracy groups. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a fuck. The reward for abstemiousness is failure. By putting ourselves in this bubble, all we do is cede power to the worst people. And doing all this crazy shit out here, all this bigger bubble stuff, all the stuff Republicans do, it doesn't make us worse people. It's the price you pay for being effective in modern democracy. In America, at least. There are more functional democracies in the world. Several. Many, even.